Let me tell you how not to be bothered by anybody. How to live your own life. Remember this really simple. If you're on your own, you do things your own way. Not really bothered about it. The only problem that you have is with your own reflection on your own life, and that's yours to deal with. If somebody else has a different opinion than you and they try and push it on you, you just say, it's your opinion. Why should it bother me? Don't be bothered by it. If you're the type of person who wants to wind somebody else up, or have an argument with somebody, or start some trouble, find somebody else who's looking for the same as you. You don't start an argument with somebody who doesn't want an argument. You don't start a fight with somebody who's not looking for a fight. You don't go up to somebody and say, I want to fight you. And then they go, well, I don't want to fight you. And then you go, oh, well, you didn't want to fight me. Don't do that. You want an argument with somebody, find somebody else who wants an argument. Here's a little tip. Start a debating society. It's just what posh schools do for people who like to argue. I say posh schools. Anybody who actually thinks about giving people who like to argue a reasonable structure to be able to do what they like to do. Because some people like to think about choices. Choices are an internal argument. Not going to get into all that. So, how not to be bothered by somebody else is really, really simple. Don't be bothered by it. What is it that bothers you about being bothered? Is it what other people might think of you? Why does that matter? In a twisted, weird, mixed up, controlled social society that we've got, are you really that bothered? What people think of you? If you are, then you're not in control of yourself. You're controlled by other people in society. So you're not your own person. If you're somebody who likes the game, think of it like this. Somebody else has got your controller. When you press X or Y or A or B, move it around, it gets a reaction from you. You haven't got control of your own controller if somebody else can play you. Here's what you do. You mentally take your controller off the other person, people, situation. If you feel your emotions rising and you need to get them back under control, who is it who's got the controller? Yeah, they're trying to play me. Mentally take back the controller. I've got my controller. Doesn't bother you then. Start smiling. Back in control of yourself. Move yourself in your own direction of where you want to go. Somebody else wants to try and take your controller, and you can't, because it's in there. It's in here. You are the controller. You push your own buttons. If somebody gets a reaction off you, really, it's your own lesson to learn. You do that when you have the right advice, the right information, the experience, which is practice. You don't get it right first time when you're little and you're in situations and you're like, oh, right? Or you're inexperienced in a particular area, you don't always get it right. So you practice. You don't go out and practice with people who don't want to practice. The simplest way is getting good advice. Me, I give the best advice. Controller. Take the control back. You can do it mentally, you can do it in a second, you can do it in less than a second. What you need to do is realise that somebody else is trying to take control of the situation. Once you have control, then you have to think about what buttons you want to press, what directions you want to move. You want to stay in that situation and engage. You want to move away from the situation. The important thing is that it is your choice. You have control. I used to just have the joystick and one button. You got multiple choices now, see. Okay. And that stops unnecessary debate. That simple thing of taking control for yourself and not pinching anybody else's controller, right? Leave other people's controllers alone. That stops wars. People who want to play your game, you play the game. People who don't want to play the game, they have their own time. It's really simple. It's a really lovely, peaceful earth, place, soul system, universe, game type thing. Good videos. If you're still watching this now. Controller.